Warning, some of the details in this video are gruesome. You may want to consider skipping past those bits. When I get to the part with the gruesome details, I'll pause again and issue this same warning. Should only take about a minute to get through the greasy stuff. Thank you. Why are we so interested in the extremes of psychology and morality? What is it about the potential to be either really good or really bad that draws us all in, whether in fiction or in real life? I believe it's the duality of man. That is, our potential to do the really bad thing or the really good thing at any given moment. Also, the perception of those around us. How do they see us versus how we actually are? A person can have accolades, respect, even a hero status, and still be an evil person. In many cases, we see serial killers fall into this very category. On paper, they look like an average person. But what stirs beneath is truly evil, and the mask always seems to slip. When you think of a serial killer, who comes to mind? Dahmer, Gacy, Gein, Puente, Coral, Lopez, Holmes, Bundy, Ridgway, Warnos, Jack the Ripper? Gilles De Rais was thought to be the first serial killer in recorded history. He was a popular member of Breton society. What's Breton?
I've been wondering that myself.
What is Breton? Breton society refers to the northwest region of France that at the time was mostly populated by Celtic nobility. Although Gilles De Rais held a high stature in Breton society, a war hero having even fought with Joan of Arc, who he truly was is definitely up for dispute. Gilles was born in 1404, lost both parents at around 11, inheriting a large amount of wealth and land. And instead of becoming Batman, he chose to become a war hero and potentially a psychopath. His father died like Robert Baratheon and his mother of unknown causes. He was raised by his maternal grandmother. As a young adult, he had 2 failed betrothals, followed by marrying his 4th-ish cousin. So he was an asshole. Said to be hot-headed and fierce in battle, he became a sort of protector of Joan of Arc. Some even say that he was in love with her.
Oh, here we go.
In 1429, he was named Marshal of France, the highest ranked position in the French army. It's at this point that he peaked as a human. Bro literally went from Joan of Arc to his villain arc. After the military, he burned through his wealth with a lavish lifestyle, buying all sorts of things that no one person needs.
Wait, what? I'm just goofing. New boot goofing. Oh!
He even sold off some of his family's land to fund his lavish lifestyle. He also turned an eye to alchemy and the occult as a means to regain his former wealth. In the later years of his life, he became obsessed with salvation. He built a chapel called the Chapel of the Holy Innocents, which was staffed with a choir of boys. Based on what I'm about to tell you, that is more ironic than anything Alanis Morissette has ever said. No, like for real. This guy makes Nickelodeon look like Chuck E. Cheese. This guy makes P. Diddy look like Barney the Dinosaur. In the 1430s, children began to disappear in the areas around his land. Some of these children were former wars or slaves and had no connection to their parents. In other cases, it was considered a known fact that he couldn't be trusted. There were even witnesses to the disposal of his victims' bodies. I want to say again before I get to this bit, some of the details are gruesome. If you want to skip through this, I would totally understand. Not for the faint of heart. The true horrors of his crimes didn't come out until the trial, but they include hanging children by hooks, sexually assaulting them, killing them by decapitation, dismemberment, disembowelment. He was said to be using their organs and dismembered limbs in satanic rituals. He was accused of having sex with dying children, even corpses. He would at times mortally wound them before forcing himself on them as they died. With several co-conspirators, the bodies were either slowly burned and the ashes buried, or the bodies were hidden throughout the castle. While many people knew about these crimes, most of the victims' parents didn't have the wealth or power to bring any charges against such a high-standing member of Breton society. You know, that reminds me of a nursery rhyme, a French nursery rhyme. Really? Yeah, really. Let's see if I can remember it. Jacques and Gilles went up a hill to fetch a pail of water, but Jacques was 8, and Gilles was great at leading kids to slaughter. You don't have to be here. Now, this part isn't to cast doubt on any of this. I actually believe the official story in this case. But there is speculation that none of this was true and that it was a land grab from other high-ranking members of Breton society. They wanted his land. could that be? Of course. Conspiracies exist. Sometimes they're true. That could definitely be true. What I'm about to tell you, however, is factual. He was arrested in 1440 after kidnapping a priest. Ah, that old chestnut. He was tried for sodomy, heresy, and the murder of over 100 children over the course of a decade.
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did.
After he and his co-conspirators were questioned and tortured, Gilles finally confessed to the murders.
Receipts, proof, timeline, screenshot.
You shut up! I'm so scared right now, you shut up!
Which is in fact part of the speculation about his innocence. If he gave a confession under duress, under threat of torture, it may have not been true at all. There's some dispute over the method of execution, but the official tale is that he was hung and then his body burned. He gave a lengthy speech before death about the dangers of absentee parents. This story and others like it are a great reminder that our perception can also be in dispute with reality. Gilles De Rais was a Breton nobleman, a war hero, and he was an abject psychopath. Thank you for watching. You can check out my other content on Instagram and TikTok by searching BI1LY3D, or my other videos here on YouTube by also searching BI1LY3D. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please leave a comment if you'd like to see something else from me. Or if you have any critiques, I'm open. Thank you again, and have a great day.